Okay, my love. So we're just doing hair today. Maybe a little trim, a little style, maybe some highlights. All right, I'm just gonna brush you out and then we'll go from there, all right? Tell me if I'm hurting you okay. We're a little tangly today. Did we have a big night last night? And was your hair up or down when you jumped in the pool? Okay. Yeah. Do me a favor though, baby. And next time you have the urge to jump in a pool, don't, okay? Because the chlorine does so much damage. And you spend quite a pretty penny on your hair. I know better than anyone. So let's not mess it up with some chlorine. But I get it, right? When in Rome, bachelorette parties are so fun. I've been to quite a few myself. The last one I went to was for my cousin. Her name's Judy, like that bunny on Zootopia. She's getting married to a geology teacher, which I just think is so great and so important. We need men in the classroom setting that example. And we need women who are willing to marry men that don't make a lot of money. Could never be me. Yeah, my man makes a great deal of money. He's also independently wealthy though, from his family. But not everybody has like rich parents. I don't have rich parents. I come from very humble beginnings. I grew up in a really small town called Waterpodge, Waterpodge, Mississippi. We only had one store there. The store was called Lou's store because a man named Lou owned it. And he only sold what he wanted to sell there. So like, if you wanted something, you better hope that Lou likes that thing too, or he'd never order it for the store. I really wanted those slap bracelets when they first came out, so I asked Lou if he would order some, and he said no. He said not in my store. Because I guess he thought that they were dangerous. He'd read an article in a magazine or something that had talked about how the bracelets mean things, right? I think the article was talking about a different type of bracelet, but he read this article where like, oh, a black bracelet means you've kissed a boy. A red bracelet means something else, and he got all freaked out. He didn't want the teens in the town kissing. Another bachelorette party that I went to was for my coworker, Jen. You'll find that there are a ton of Jens that do makeup and hair. In cosmetology school, you could not throw a snap clip without hitting a Jen. Anyways, one of my coworkers, she works here, she's lovely, but you're not allowed to go to her, you're mine. She had a bachelorette party recently. And it was candy themed, which I thought was so cute. But Margot, who is another one of my coworkers, found the theme of the party to be pretty offensive because Margot is diabetic, so she couldn't really have much of the candy at the party. Personally, I don't think it's Jen's responsibility to have like a diabetic friendly bachelorette party, but I do get where Margot was coming from, because like, why invite her if she can't do anything? Anyways, I stayed out of it. Sometimes when your friends are fighting, it's best to just stand there and pretend like you don't know how to talk. Love your pants. Where are they from? I love TJ Maxx. It's hit or miss though when it comes to hair products. I don't necessarily recommend that my clients buy their hair products from TJ Maxx, just because sometimes the products at TJ Maxx, what's in the bottle is not what is described on the bottle. I've known so many people that buy, a fancy conditioner from TJ Maxx, only to realize it's mayonnaise. Someone has poured out the contents of that bottle of conditioner and replaced it with mayonnaise. Conditioner's so expensive, so I guess I get it. But just be careful if you are going to buy hair products from TJ Maxx or Marshall's, Home Goods. Smell them first. Make sure they smell like a hair product. If it smells like mayonnaise, it's probably mayonnaise. Your hair is getting so long, like a mermaid. You could be one of those mermaids at the aquarium. Oh yeah, haven't you seen them? They have these ladies who wear these like silicone tails, and they swim around the tank and they pretend to be mermaids, for the kids. The funny thing is, I guess it's not funny. The thing that's fascinating to me is just like how long they can hold their breath. These women are holding their breath for like 3 solid minutes, I swear. And doing, blowing bubbles, blowing kisses. I can't swim underwater. I mean, I guess I could. I've just never tried, because even from a really young age, I've always loved my hair. And I've never wanted to get my hair wet at the pool, so I've never swam underwater before. Isn't that kind of funny? I feel bad for people who struggle to know what they should do with their lives, because honestly for me, from the time I was a little girl, I knew I was gonna do hair and makeup. I would sit my uncles down and I would brush their hair. Even if they were bald, I would brush the spot where hair would be. Everyone in the family called me the hair girl. But then that started to hurt my feelings, because I thought they were saying that I looked like Cousin It from the Addams Family. So my mom had to make them stop saying that. We're gonna do a dry cut today. Dry trim, I should say, because we are not looking to lose all of this gorgeous length. And I think cutting it dry will just give us more control over how much length we do end up losing. We're gonna have to lose some of it, just in terms of the split ends. But I'm gonna do my best to keep as much of this gorgeous, gorgeous hair as I can. Did you see that they're opening a new Dunkin' Donuts right down the road? All the girls are so excited. I love coffee. I'm kind of addicted to coffee, if I'm honest. Not hot coffee. Like a latte, an iced latte. I think it's because I was never allowed to have coffee growing up. I always wanted coffee. But my mom would always say that I was too young, that I had to wait until I was at least 12. So when I was, 3, 4, 5, I was begging for coffee. And I wasn't being given coffee. So one night, I go into the kitchen, and I am determined to brew myself coffee. So I turn on the coffee pot. Of course, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like 5 years old at this point. And I just let it run. I made a huge mess. And then I licked up the mess from the floor. My mom comes in. I'm licking this hot coffee from the floor. She says, "What are you doing?" And she took me to the doctor because she was concerned that, it was a sign of something serious. I don't know. Maybe, if a kid gets something serious, like a serious disease, and then they have a craving for coffee, she thought that maybe there was something like that going on. But it turns out that I was fine. Have you ever been whitewater rafting? A few times? Yeah. I went whitewater rafting for the first time last week. I was with my man and my in-laws, and some of my in-laws don't like me that much. So they were trying to get me to jump off of the raft. So they brought these spiders onto the raft, and they let them loose. But little did they know, I love spiders. I was letting the little guys crawl up my arms, and they were panicking because they don't love spiders. So they ended up jumping off the raft, my brother-in-law. 2 of my brother-in-laws. And I just thought that was rather silly. They're like a prank family, They pull pranks on each other. For Mother's Day, they acted like they were taking their mom to a really nice restaurant. But then instead, they just took her to the DMV. She did need to renew her license. It was expired. But obviously she was disappointed. And another time, it was their mom's birthday, and they made their mom think that they were going to go on this big holiday to Aruba. But it turns out that the tickets were for Aruba, Michigan, and not Aruba the island. Have you ever eaten crab? I tried crab recently. Did you know that it has like a whole hard shell on it before you crack it open? Yeah, it does. I didn't realize that. I thought the shell was like the texture of silicone. So I was so surprised when the shell was so hard. Do you have any pets? I love pets. I have a little dog named Leopoldian. He's 17. But I also recently got a puppy. Not that Leopoldian's ever gonna die, but I realized that like my love for Leopoldian is so intense that if anything unthinkable were to happen, that I would have a breakdown. So I got this puppy. I haven't come up with a name. My man thinks we should name him Cheez-It. I think that we should name the puppy after one of my favorite celebrities, Dwayne Wade. But my husband doesn't want to because he knows that I think Dwayne Wade is handsome, and that's part of why I want to name the puppy after him. That's part of why he's one of my favorite celebrities. And my man can be a tiny bit jealous. It's not cute when he's jealous. I tell him that. I say, babe, your toxic masculinity is showing, and that only makes him angrier. I'll tell you what, if a man is mad, surefire way to make him even madder, tell him he's got toxic masculinity. He says that I have toxic femininity, that the fact that it takes me approximately 3 hours to get ready for wherever we're going, that's allegedly toxic. I disagree. Because I plan accordingly, you know what I mean? Like, I don't make people wait for the 3 hours. If I know that I'm going somewhere at 11, I start getting ready at 5:30 a.m. because I realize that things can happen that can make that 3 hours last longer, and so I'm always accommodating in that way. But I can get a little snappy when I'm doing my hair and makeup. If anyone bothers me, disturbs me while I'm in the middle of my process, I've been known to lash out. I've been known to use some strong language. I'm working on it. I'm in therapy. I think we all need to be in therapy. Are you in therapy? Good. My therapist is incredible. Her name's Selena. not Gomez. Selena Gomez doesn't have time to be a therapist. She's got so much on her plate. Did you see Selena's documentary, My Mind and Me? She's got an enormous amount on her plate. My dream is to do Ariana Grande's hair. Not because I'm a huge Ariana Grande fan, just because I want to see all the damage that her Sam and Cat days did to her hair up close and personal. She has naturally very curly hair like my own, and she's damaged it so much with so much products, chemicals, straightening and such. It would be so fascinating to get my hands in there. But I might not be able to resist cutting the whole thing off and starting over. Have you ever been out of the country? That's kind of a dream of mine. I've always wanted to go to Greece and be in the same place that the gladiators were. I've always wanted also to go to Paris, city of love. I always imagine myself wearing a little hat. I love the beret because it's a hat that can be styled with your hair. And it's not a hat that compresses the hair. And I love bread. I love baguettes. Okay. I like a bread pudding, a bread pie. I consider chicken pot pie to be kind of a bread pie. I love chicken pot pie. I used to think it was called chicken Popeye, and I was so confused why there wasn't any spinach in it if it was called chicken Popeye. I've been trying to cut down on the amount of chicken pot pie that I eat though. I'm down to 6 times a week. It's just an expensive habit. I just can't stop myself, it's so yummy. My favorite dessert is probably tiramisu, but I've actually never tried it. It's just I can tell I will like it. And one day I'm gonna try it, definitely. Sorry. Do you have a boyfriend? A girlfriend, I love that. That's so cool. I'm a big supporter of the LGBTQIA plus community. You have to be if you're a hairdresser. There's no room for bigotry in this industry. Everybody has hair. I had a girlfriend once when I was at hair school. Her name was Bernadette. It still is. She's not dead. She had the prettiest chocolate eyes. I always said that her eyes were like European chocolate, not Hershey's chocolate. Hershey's chocolate could never. She cheated on me. Not that your girlfriend's gonna cheat on you. There's bad apples in every community. But then again, we were in hair school, and I cheated on her too. I don't know, does it count as cheating if the partner is in the same room? I guess what really happened is she kissed a girl named Lelani, and then I kissed Lelani, and she watched me kiss Lelani, and I watched her kiss Lelani, and that was the cheating. I don't know. I don't regret it. I don't think she does either, and I hope Lelani doesn't regret it. I'm pretty sure Lelani is married now to a woman. They have kids. I never understood that, because if you're in the LGBTQIA plus community, you don't have to have kids. People don't make you. So I always get so confused. Why would anyone want them? I guess that's just me. I'm kind of a cynic when it comes to kids. I think they suck. It's not their fault that they suck. It's just kind of part of being a kid, is that you kind of suck. My man doesn't want kids. Neither of us need them. Well, my man already has a few scattered about. He sends them child support. I make him. And he writes them letters. I make him do that too. It's disappointing about Ellen, huh? Ellen DeGeneres. I was really sad when it turned out that she's not nice. Okay, my love. You're all done. You look perfect. I just brushed the hair off of you. You look great. It's all even. You can check, of course, again, but I made sure that it was even. You're so pretty. I don't like to show preference and stuff when it comes to my clients, but obviously I like doing the pretty ones better. Like you. Because everything just looks so good on you. Just make sure we look good on both sides. Have you ever done beauty pageants? You could totally do them. I tried to do a beauty pageant once. They told me I was too pale. They offered to spray tan me, but the spray tan situation was just set up in somebody's hotel room in a little tent, and I didn't feel safe. Also, why should I have to be spray tanned? Skin is skin, right? We all have it. Unless you don't. It would be very scary and sad not to have skin. Okay, my puff pastry. You look so stunning. Don't forget to like and subscribe, okay? You've got this.